Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Women's Wrestling News. Women's Wrestling News.
Bring it to the flow. Talent grace, I'm never gonna be done. Lean on in. Now welcome to the kingdom.
Never fails. There we go. There's one. What's up, guys? Clearly, I haven't done this in a minute. My name is. One day I'll get it, but probably not because it's way too much work. What's up, guys? My name is TK Trinidad. I am hosting Women's Wrestling Talk, the news edition for today, and I am not alone. Thankfully, I'm not alone because I think you guys would just like say, "What the hell? Let's leave." So he is an amazing person. I have to get he does so many things, so I have to get everything together. So he is a professional wrestler. He is an actor. He's a comedian. You've heard him on Sirius XM, Collider Video, Netflix, VH1, and a variety. I said variety, y'all. A variety of commercials, television shows, and movies. He's the host of the Mad Titan podcast and the co-host of Blurbs and the Hood live on YouTube. Whew, that's a lot. Please welcome Mr. Jay Washington.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. And please don't make it seem like I do a lot. I'm just the average black dude trying to make it. That's all it is. You know what? I tell everyone, okay, I say this. I say I'm an average black dude that gets to do dope stuff a lot. That's what I tell people. Like, it's a blessing, everything I get to do. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. It's fun. It would be more fun if I could still do everything, post-COVID. So, like, that's the big thing.
Well, what have you been up to while I'm getting? Oh, here. No, is this it? Okay.
You still ain't found it?
I think I have it. No.
Okay.
I think I.
You got it? No.
I think I do.
I'm waiting. Whenever you find it, just let me.
I think I found it, y'all. Bear with me.
No, yeah. We're here. For me, actually, what I've been up to, today we just did the 2-hour 1-year anniversary of Blurs in the Hood, myself and Winston A. Marshall. That was dope to celebrate a year of that. I've been still auditioning for TV shows and movies. I filmed a small part in Channing Tatum's new movie back in November. Working out like crazy, getting ready to get back in the ring, training, being a dad, and just losing my mind trying to keep busy with everything I'm trying to do.
There we go. Now we're live on IG, y'all.
Okay, I'm waiting till I see it.
I
there you go. I'm going to request it. Hold on, let me request to be in the video. I finally got it. I see it because I see your hair. All right, send request.
And what is it saying? View. Okay.
Cool. I should be popping up. All right, you accepted it. I see it. I'm gonna look at this screen. I'm gonna be going like a news station. I'm gonna be back and forth.
It's kind of one of those things where I'm just ambitious, and that's just what happens.
No worries.
Just for my folks who are joining IG, so we are joined by Jay Washington. Is the double talk like crazy?
I'm trying to, you know what? My phone is like, yo, you don't want to turn the volume all the way down. Hold on, let me see. Cancel that. I'm trying to keep the volume low. I think I know what I'll do. I'll put in this. Give me a second. I'll put in the earbud so it won't be no double.
You know what? I forget to tell people that's what you need to do. So while Jay is getting his earbuds, Jay is a comedian. He's a wrestler. He's an actor. He's been on several commercials, all that good stuff. You see him on Sirius XM, Collider Video, Netflix, VH1. For my folks who are wondering what's going on, why I'm saying it double time on YouTube, we just added IG Live, so we're catching the IG folks up. What up, Evan T. Mac?
What up, Evan? What up, bro?
So let's get into it.
Yeah.
First, I have a couple of things to talk to you about before we get into the news. And
I'm innocent. I swear I did nothing.
for my folks who are not going to see it, you can go to Jay's Instagram. What's your Instagram, Jay?
Mr. Jay Washington, MRJA, like it's spelled down below. If you're watching it, Mr. Jay Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. And I'm trying to get this IG thing to shut up so I ain't got to hear both. All right.
So you can.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it away from myself. Maybe if I pull, Lord have mercy. This ain't never been a normal issue because I ain't never normally doing both. I'm just normally on one thing, but that's okay. You know, this ain't nothing but the Lord. My Galaxy Buzz was like, "Hey, bro, you're not finna talk to Instagram with these." So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the actual headphones down and unplug the charger. You got me out here running around, didn't know prepared.
I'm sorry.
I feel so professional. Hold on. Where the cord go? Okay, it's up here.
This is how we do. That's how we do it on live.
There we go. You have unmuted my mic. Cool.
So, for you guys, like I said, you can check out Jay's IG page if you're following us on IG. But if you're on YouTube, check out some of these pictures. We have this one right here, which is Jay at the gym. But
actually, that's Jay in the house. That ain't Jay at the gym. Ain't no gym been open.
Oh, Jay at the house, like he's in the gym. But then you can check out this other picture. Jay's in the house.
Oh, you flatter me. Oh, yeah, I know I do a lot of the same pose in different shirts, but it's the angle. I like the light.
then we have this other picture. So
that was me being exhausted last week.
So Jay's selfie game, what's up with that?
It's called I Have Nothing Better to Do Than Try to Get New Followers and hopefully eventually a thirst trap or two on Instagram. So that's what it is in the name of the Lord. I don't think I'm not going to act like it's anything else. It's me trying to be thirst trapping, getting followers and all that other stuff, man. That's really what it is.
Wow. So Devo on IG and YouTube, she says, hey, she said I look bomb, but I don't, but I appreciate the love.
You do. You out here, you know what I'm saying? You got that nice cocoa butter shine on your forehead, so I appreciate it.
That's exactly what it is.
See?
So let's get into the news. So have you been keeping up with everything that's going on?
Pretty much. You know what? I always tell people, I got friends in all of the major companies. You know, friends I've trained with, friends I've come up with. I got lifelong friends in all the companies. And so I keep up with them. I talk to them on the regular. I like watching the products, whether they be good, bad, or indifferent. So I try to stay really into it no matter what. So, yeah, I've been watching it all.
Okay. Well, you know, you could drop some of the connections and stuff.
So I'm going to say this. So Evan even knows, Evan Mack hosted a bump. I could talk, like, I know a bunch of personalities I came up with Mustafa Ali. I was trained with Callisto, all these cats. And Jason Ayers, one of the reps for SmackDown and producers, like, all of us are good homies. And they like, yo, we can't do nothing unless you go through corporate. Like, if trying to get them an interview or anything, they can't do nothing. Because they was like, yo, you the homie. You the homie, right. We would. But you got to go through corporate, and unless you like a big name attached to a big market or something or big publication, they're not going to let you do it. So that's the thing. AEW is a little bit easy if you want to talk to them. It's not that difficult. Impact, you can get them because they want, keep promoting the word, pushing Impact. Right. And it's also hard, like, trying to interview them when like, hey, listen. So I've been back in this ring, go here putting this work in. You want to put a word in for a brother? Like, it's kind of difficult doing that too. So
you're saying that you're not going to give up the tea, or are you going to?
What tea is there to give up as far as am I getting in one of these companies or?
No, just about what's going on, the stories.
Oh, it's just that, you know what, like a lot of stuff is, a lot of rumblings about, especially the WWE is literally the backstage area. The corporate heads are like, we're trying to see what's happening with this AEW TNA thing, this Impact thing, because they want to see how far it goes. You know what I'm saying? Then you have AEW that's just like, we got to try to stay the course. Our honeymoon phase is over. We got to make sure we reach a new fan base because everybody knows AEW has the indie fans. That's a given. But now you got to get out of just that. You need more than just the indie fans. And they're trying to do
I mean, we're both on the same spectrum in internet, but it is what it is. So while we're waiting for Jay to reload on YouTube, we're just gonna go with it because obviously with my intro, it was a hot mess. So we just go with it. That's how I learned to do broadcasting. So we're gonna talk about Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair. So they just released her her Chronicles, the trailer for the Chronicles, which is supposed to be coming out Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I'm like so excited about her. I'm one of those people where I feel like if I saw you before you like popped, like I feel like I've discovered you. So I've known Bianca since like CrossFit days. So for my folks who don't know, like I'm a CrossFit MC. I'm in the CrossFit game for like years. I pretty much, as you could tell, like there's not too many Black people that do CrossFit. So I kind of know the majority of Black people who do CrossFit. So I was hip to Bianca like years before she even got signed to WWE. So I felt like I discovered her. And the reason I felt like I discovered her is because even before she was signed to WWE, she was doing CrossFit. She made it to the regionals in this tutu. And I'm like, this black, and she had an outfit for every single event, which is crazy. So like, I was like, oh, this chick's gonna go somewhere. She doesn't go somewhere in CrossFit, she's going somewhere for sure. Then she got signed to WWE. So I've been excited about Bianca like from the time she signed to this point. So what do you think? What do you think of her? What do you think is gonna happen? As far as like her career in general, do you see a lot of belts, or do you see WWE kind of some Black people, they might scathe with one? Yep, lifting. Right. Right, but they should have given her the belt. They should have given her the belt back in NXT. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was when she was in NXT, I was like, I didn't know why they didn't give her the belt. But I mean, hopefully in this new era, um, it'll be different. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Well, Street Profits is doing well, so I don't know. I'm hoping for something different. But let us know in the comments. Right. Mm, maybe, but look what they did to Lana. Lana had the Chronicle, and then we haven't seen her since. And I right, but do you think that we would have saw her after the fact? Like it just seemed like a setup for feelings. Right, right. So right. So what's up with your internet? You not hopping back on? Yo, Spectrum is horrendous. However, Demo in the comments said, yes, hopefully they don't do Bianca like Naomi, making her wait years to get that's true, to get the women's title. So we'll see. We're in a new era, but yeah, but with the advent of social media, there's some things that you can't control. Like if you have that je ne sais quoi, you have that intangible thing that's God given. Like WWE can't take that away, and now with social media, people are going to see that. Yeah, but Zack Ryder, I know exactly what you're talking about. But Zack Ryder, I think it's a timing thing, because what Zack did compared to what Xavier did is kind of no different as far as social media. It just so happened that the timing of everything, because I remember talking to Xavier when he started before WWE even hopped on to it. And then the timing of everything, it's just the timing of it. And then you know how WWE, everybody on YouTube, the big time actor is he's big time actor is it's not him, it's Spectrum. But let us know in the comments what you guys think of Bianca Belair as far as her career, where you hope she'll be. If you feel like WWE needs to give her a chance, and send a tweet. I honestly believe that social media and stuff like that, WWE does listen sometimes. So send a tweet. We'll see. Sometimes. So let's move on. We are going to be talking about the women's edition of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. So how excited are you for this? Right. Right. So, but here's the thing. Here's the question now with NXT. Now that NXT is on television, is it still considered a farming brand? Because I don't think so. Because like it's supposed to be going back, like it's supposed to be essentially outdoing AEW on Wednesday nights. So I think now, and then the people that are not ready or don't necessarily have the talent to go main roster, you're not even seeing them as often. You know what I'm saying? So like I think now they're trying to make NXT, even though now the name is kind of weird now, like a legitimate, it's a third brand, period. Because you have people who went down. Right. Mm-hmm. Where on that brand or just with WWE? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. 20 minutes into YouTube, the big time after, we're still waiting, but it's okay. It's okay. We got IG. We got IG, thankfully, for other platforms. Right.
I came back. There you go. Cool. As much as you have a Gargano, an Undisputed Era, excuse me, I don't think the Undisputed Era would ever make it, would ever survive on the main roster. I'm gonna be very honest. They are small guys in comparison to everybody else, but I do not think they would make it long lasting on the roster. Now, when it comes to the women, you got solid women workers. You got to stay away from any type of diva going back that way. Keep allowing them to be women superstars. Allow them to be workers, what they are. And as long as you keep doing that, you keep developing a solid product.
Well, we'll see. I agree with you, but they're gonna have to figure something out, because I feel like if it's gonna go up against AEW, then they need to change kind of the platform. And you have somebody like Mercedes Martinez, who went back down because she felt like what they were doing with her wasn't her cup of tea.
Which again, I understand. You're hearing about this. You're hearing about Raw superstars who are like, "Yo, send me back down." Like, send me back down, and some of their requests are being denied.
Right.
Like, because my thing is, if I'm a Raw superstar and I know all I'm doing is sitting and catering, or I come and just do a main event every now and then, I know the time is coming where you're going to future endeavors me. Well, let me get a fighting shot for my career and go down to NXT. Now, I know some people will think, well, wouldn't that block out the talent that's down in NXT? Talent is fighting, unless you are like one of these long-standing tenured guys and girls that are in the company. Everybody's fighting for a spot.
Right.
No matter who you are, unless you've been there X amount of time, you got a certain amount of titles under your name, and they trust your trusted name. They know you good. No matter what we do with you, you good. You're fighting for your spot consistently.
So we're gonna do a quick reset, y'all. This is like Clubhouse rules. We're gonna do a quick reset, y'all, for my folks. For my folks who are watching us IG Live, we're also on YouTube. We're on Facebook Live. We're on Twitch. We're also on Periscope, so you can check us on all that. Shout out to Miss Fox. I see you. So shout out. She was also on one of our interviews, so go and check out our YouTube page for that. So do you see a winner like for the Dusty Rhodes Classic?
Let me see the bracket again.
Let me put it on here. Is this why we need a producer? There we go.
Ooh. I really want to see what comes out of this Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon versus Marina Shafir and Zoe Stark match.
Ooh,
because I need to know who comes out of that. Because if Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon come out of it, I could see them going to the finals against possibly a Casey Catanzo and Kaden Carter. Just to give us a stop.
You're right. That would be a really good one, because with Ember Moon, I think Shotzi Blackheart gives Ember Moon character.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Ember Moon by herself, it's just unfortunate. Like she's an amazing athlete, amazing wrestler, but it's just kind of one of those things where like she almost needs that talk piece, or she needs something to attached with her. And
that's
Shotzi
the thing
Blackheart,
about
she's so good.
Shotzi Blackheart got it. Shotzi Blackheart. Yeah. Shotzi's always had it though. Mm-hmm. Shotzi's always had it. That's what's made Shotzi popular. And that's one of the things again that in the age of pro wrestling now, or more so sports entertainment, you got to be more than what you can do inside those four ropes. Right. You got to be more. And so Ember Moon is amazing inside those four ropes. But the personality, some people aren't good on the mic. It just is what it is. Some people aren't like that. So I'm not saying it's her. I'm just saying in general. Some people need mouthpieces. Some people need somebody to pump them up. Some people need a Paul Heyman-esque type person. Excuse me. Some people need a Paul Heyman type person. Now, everybody doesn't need Paul Heyman. Don't get me wrong. I don't need Paul Heyman in every single segment on every single show. I like what Paul does, but like we can use a little bit of Paul. Like I said, look, that's like saying Eric Bischoff in every single segment. But because again, you want talent to be able to grow on their own. Right. Like we knew, I'll go back. Brock was a monster, but Brock couldn't talk. And they was like, after they found out Brock couldn't talk on his own, they was like, don't you say a word again. Paul, take the mic. Don't you let him talk. Right? You haven't.
Here's the thing, though. some people, like, we're in that, like you were saying, I agree. There are people that you need that mic, but wrestling is almost like life, meaning that the way the evolution of wrestling goes, it's the evolution for life. So with wrestling, there was there's a point where you didn't need to talk, and you had a lot more ballets, and you had more you had more people who would advocate for you. Now it's just kind of like what the rest of the world is. If you want to survive, you either need to be good, like you need to be good at several things to make it in America.
All right, I'll give you a prime example. I'll give you a dude that I've been knowing almost 20 years, Ricochet.
Right.
The man can kill it in the ring. There has never been a question about what he does. But if you listen to a Ricochet promo, you like, whew.
But isn't that, as a wrestler, can you possibly bring in somebody like a psychologist or something to bring in whatever is in you? Because the reason I say that is because I remember we interviewed Shelton Benjamin, and he was talking about for X-Pac show, and he was talking about how he used to see John Cena literally talk to himself in the mirror over and over again, because according to him, John Cena wasn't John Cena that we know now. And I feel like some people feel like they're not going to get it, so they're not going to try. And then some people like, no, I have to get it, and they put in that extra.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
that's the thing. And no matter what company you go to, one of the first things that comes out is, we've got these plans for you. Now, if you have any plans, come to us with them. We'll see what we can do. You don't ever want to be in that situation as talent, no matter what company you're with, what brand you're on, that they're like, so what ideas do you have? And you're like, I got nothing. You don't ever want to be at that point.
Right.
So no matter if you are like, we don't see that many women valets and managers anymore. I believe you can have a bunch of those. I believe there are many of those that just, if given the right opportunity, because yes, there's talent that works in the ring that can talk as well, but there's some who are just great talkers.
Right.
And some people need that push.
Well, we will see what happens for my folks who are watching IG. So the NXT Women's Dusty Rhodes Classic is on its way. So let us know on IG, and then also YouTube and everything else. Let us know who you think is going to win. And then
on IG, I'd like to say to Leon Rogers, one of my homies from Chicago, radio personality, who was fortunate enough to have a match with me years ago and was fortunate enough to pin me. I hate you and everything you stand for, sir. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, in IG, let us know who you think is going to win, and every other platform, let us know who you think is going to win. So we're moving on. We just had Impact, their pay-per-view, and I think I was, as far as the women's matches, I was right about one, and I was wrong about the other. So we actually had these two ladies on the show. They are the new actually the official tag team champions. So we have Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. Did you see that match? What did you think of the match?
I didn't get a chance to see it, but I think Kiera Hogan is an amazing worker all around. In ring, on the mic, everything. Tasha Steelz, I've heard about her. She's fire too. So it's like you got a great combination of two workers who can give you what you want, give you that whole package together. And who better to have represent your knockouts division as a tag team, especially if you're about to go this route where AEW may decide to make women's tag champions and have all this crossover. Who knows?
Right.
I'm with it. I'm happy for them.
It's Fire and Flavor. That's their tag team name. I'm excited about it. I definitely agree. They both have crazy amount of talent. And I think Sarah said last week when she was doing the news is that them having it is just gonna bring more people to the brand. So they're definitely, so we're looking forward to that. Now, right on the heels of the women's, because it's all about women's news, of the women's tag team champions for Impact, AEW just announced their women's world championship eliminator tournament. So what do you think of this? Because does AEW have enough women?
I just was looking. I'm like, this is 16. Now, if you would have asked me this question pre-COVID, yes, because it would have been a bunch of women from Japan, OWE, and all that stuff. I haven't seen that many that they're using. Like, okay, if I got to run it down, Penelope Ford, is Britt Baker in it, Ty Conti, Anna Jay. I don't think I'm gonna name 16 women. Yeah, but I still don't think when we say it all, I don't think it's gonna be 16. Like, so there are gonna be some surprise. That's why this goes to an Impact incident that you're gonna bring up later. I think that's one of the entrants over here.
Well, what do you think of that? The crossover between NWA, AEW, and Impact. I really love it because you're seeing the interaction with wrestlers from different platforms that you might not be able to see. Like, for instance, you might not see Big Swole up against Bianca Belair if they never signed to like different promotions.
But I'd love to see Big Swole against Jordan Grace.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Yeah,
I would love to. I want to see that. And now that you bring that up, I would not be surprised if the total 16 women in this are not just AEW women. There are some Impact women involved in this.
Impact and NWA.
And NWA women, yes, absolutely. Serena D, Thunder Rosa, etc. So, to see that mix up, that would give you the 16 in their field. I think that'd be perfect. It's going to be interesting how they play it. And also, I have one of the members of my Patreon. We always talk about how AEW, like 9:20 on the East Coast, like clockwork, is their women's match, and it's always a small time. Like, they need to give the women more time to do stuff. The women can work over there. Let them work. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Jolene, yes, I love the Impact pay-per-view, but I generally love Impact and Knockouts division and the use of them. Impact has actually stepped up their Knockouts division.
Oh,
they've stepped it up immensely.
But
they stepped it up immensely.
I wonder. I did ask Thunder Rosa about this when she was on the show because she is signed with NWA, but you're seeing she has a whole storyline on AEW. I wonder if it's just more finances. Like, it's essentially all three are like one company, because you see Tony Khan talk about Impact all the time on the commercials, just dragging them in a fun way, but still, look, I wonder if it's just finances, but they're literally just one company right now.
Here's that comparison. Remember Shane McMahon popping up on Nitro and saying, "I just bought WCW." That's what this is in a sense. I think Tony Khan, because again, his father's the owner of the Jaguars. He has this money to do it. And it's going to sound like they're doing it in a better way than what Vince did. They're doing the invasion angle, but they're not just, we bought Impact, shut it down. Everything's considered Impact that comes to AEW. Impact still runs as Impact no matter what. NWA still runs as NWA no matter what. And AEW stands alone itself. You have three entities. Now you're going to be shuffling talent because now you freshen up your rosters. You freshen up your rosters. So again, you can bring women from all three promotions together for AEW's World Tournament and just take Excalibur off of commentary, and everything is good.
Speaking of movement, so we had Impact pay-per-view. Taya Valkyrie had a match with Deonna Purrazzo. She lost, but then on this week's episode, she got arrested, and she's essentially written off Impact. So, do you think there's a possible WWE because her husband's doing so well there, or is she just taking a break? Or
Taya's a sweetheart. I've been around her so many times. We trained together. She's freaking amazing. The odds of her going with her husband are more popping because what's happening in 2 weeks? The Royal Rumble.
Right.
Because also, just as a heads up, a former Impact champion is debuting at the Rumble. You know that, right, TK?
No, tell me who's that.
Tessa Blanchard will be debuting at the Royal Rumble.
I missed that story.
Yeah, it hasn't come out.
Breaking news.
Yeah, Tessa's debuting at the Rumble.
we'll have to talk about that. I'm not gonna get into
No, no,
dirt
no, no.
sheets.
I was thinking the same thing, but that's why I said it. I'm thinking the exact same thing, but
So where are you getting this information from? Or is it already like hit some places, or are you giving an exclusive?
I'm giving an exclusive because I had the opportunity to I work for a company that was have the opportunity to interview her, and they said, well, you need to hurry up and do it now because after a certain date, she can no longer take interviews. It's
But they
only
didn't
one.
WWE.
AEW ain't doing that.
Well,
AEW ain't doing that. Think about it. You were able to talk to Thunder Rosa, even though she's an NWA talent, she still works a lot at AEW because NWA hasn't done much.
oh well, I mean, I have a contact AEW, but yeah.
But that too, but I'm just saying you're able to get them, you're able to get that talent.
Right. I agree. Wow.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm
one of those people that's like, no. So we just gonna act like what happened a year ago to the date ain't the thing. We just gonna sweep that under the rug. Just keep it.
That's the problem. Like the journalist in me is like, okay, cool. Like I separate it, but then there's certain things that I've also learned behind the scenes that I'm just kind of like, we'll see. But aside from that stuff, personal stuff, talent wise, it will be an amazing match. No matter who she's in, because she's great, she's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt in talent.
Yeah, and then hopefully Taya does go over because that, like, I agree with you. She's such a sweetheart. She's been working at it for so long, and I mean,
do you want to see her go with her husband though?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Flobo can attest. I like when you acknowledge the relationships on the promotion because it makes sense to me. Like the whole thing, the fact that Naomi's sitting home and they're not utilizing her, the fact that she's married into the family is like
that I never understood. I was like, you really want to play this head of the table? Have Jimmy go sit there and like, yo, your husband at home, but yo, you know what? You part of this family now. All this stuff, it breaks itself.
Thank you.
Breaks itself.
It's just it's I call it the Samoan I had a name for it, but it's kind of like a whole faction. Like
the bloodline, they would call it the bloodline because of course of the actual relatives, but she's married. Like we know for a fact she is married to Jimmy. Like we know this. Like this ain't a secret.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's going on, and I don't want to ask, ask her because then just gets weird. So it is what it is. So hopefully we'll see Taya on WWE because that would be I think that would them together with Miz. That's gonna be I think it's gonna be a good play.
I think it would be interesting because then eventually you gotta have once or twice have Maurice come back just to do something. Not even get in the ring, just to have Maurice back, just to add an extra element to the two of them.
Right. And they're all good friends, so that will make sense.
Damn good friends.
And so now a quick one. She's been on the show quite a few times. Another Impact story. Madison Rayne, she announced her retirement. She's hanging up the boots. What do you think she's gonna do next?
I mean, sometimes you just can go into trainers, coaching. She has a legit resume. Yeah. So it's not like she retires and you're just like, no, okay. Like again, Sarah Amato became the head trainer for the women in the WWE, and she is responsible, legit, for a lot of these amazing stars we now see. And so I could see her being a trainer. I could see her probably being a mouthpiece if she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we just talked about it earlier. So
quick, Neil in IG Live, he said Maurice and Ty could be a tag team. Yeah, that would. Well, Maurice.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't think Maurice wants to work like that. Maurice is comfortable being a mom. She's happy with appearing on screen every now and then. but I don't
Right.
think she wants to be back as a full competitor.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Maybe if they almost did it like when the Bella Twins came back for the last hurrah, and then they
Mhm.
kind of disappeared. That would be a good version, and then time moves on to do other things. So last but not least, I thought I had a picture for this. Maybe not. No, we don't. Royal Rumble Women's Edition. So they kind of announced Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, and Shayna Baszler announced that they're going to be added to the Royal Rumble. What are you thinking? And then now Tessa Blanchard and possibly Taya Valkyrie.
Shayna and Nia eliminate each other, or one eliminates the other. That's how that's going. Plain and simple. That's a given. Peyton Royce.
Actually, let me up the names for everybody, just so for IG Live, YouTube, etc. So far, we have Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler, and that's it. And then Tessa Blanchard, exclusive.
I'm wondering if Billie Kay is going to be in it, because I want to see what Billie, again, just like with Nia and Shayna, what happens with Billie Kay and Peyton. I would not be surprised. Huh?
You think they should get back together?
Honestly, I mean, I understand the thing they're doing with Peyton, and like what they're doing separately is amazing, because Billie Kay is hilarious. Like, Billie Kay is hilarious. I didn't expect to be seeing what I've been seeing out of her.
Really?
But like, I didn't know I was gonna see it on that level. Like, she's always was hilarious when they were together as the Iconics, but this individual level of it is amazing. I would like to see them together, but I want to wait a while. Like, you just broke them up. You just broke them up. I want to see if one eliminates the other in the Rumble, is what I'm saying.
See, this speaks to the psychology of like individual people. So for me, I'm like, hurry up. Like, you just broke them up. I'm like, I don't like this. Put them back together. It's the same thing with New Day. It's like, I'm sure there's a big plan. Obviously, Big E has the belt, and this is not, women's wrestling. This is not women's wrestling, but you already know I'm a fan of New Day. Big E has the belt, but now Xavier's by himself. I'm just kind of like, put them on one brand. You guys make the rules. They're official rules. So just what's going on?
I think what you do, like, if they actually run this the right way, the best way to do this, and I laughed my behind off when I heard it. You have Goldberg beat Drew McIntyre. Unfortunately, I don't want it to happen. I don't. But you have Big E win the Royal Rumble, and he gets his big sweaty men slapping meat match at WrestleMania. He wins the WWE title. Okay. Now he's on Raw with Kofi and Xavier.
I like that idea.
You just don't want Goldberg to win. I mean, I agree. I don't.
It's not even that. I'm just because, like, you think of Kofi. When everything happened with Kofi, that was literally circumstance.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that they planned for the long game, and the long game with folks that are from somewhere else is never
from another complexion. Like, I do see, like, it's hard to really see anybody outside of, like, I can see Big E drop. I know this is about women wrestling, but I see Big E dropping the IC title to possibly Apollo Crews, and Big E wins the Rumble. And now you possibly give him and then they decide, okay, instead of giving him the WWE title, they give him the Universal title. This way they can still keep them apart. But when it comes to the Women's Rumble, this is going to sound so, I want Bianca Belair to win it, but there is only one other person I want to see win this Rumble. I want to see crazy Alexa Bliss win this Rumble.
I actually tweeted about this. Alexa Bliss is already on Hall of Fame level.
Yep.
She has done, like, just talk about, like, if you watched her, like, her like interview, like, before she got signed to now, like, I mean, she's always probably always had it in her, but this pivot turn to who she is now, and it's so believable. Spectrum! But who she is now is absolutely, like, it speaks to, like, I mean, you're an actor. It speaks to a good actor. So it's like if you don't, you have an actor in one role and then they go on another role and you're like, man, I forgot they were even in that role because you believe their character. Then it speaks to a very great actor. And Alexa Bliss, she's on that level. Like you forgot the character she was before this one. Mm-hmm. So sorry, a little bit of a break for my folks on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, IG, Periscope. Jay is off again. So if you're hearing me pause and I'm like agreeing, is because I'm talking to Jay on IG Live. So I'll be like, I'll relay the message because we do this stuff live and I'm ambitious. So so Alexa Bliss. So you mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No, thank you. All right, boom, man, we're back. All right, thank you to the grace of Spectrum Jesus. We are back. So what you have with Alexa Bliss, the way this character is working, the way the Fiend thing is working, it would only make sense. It's too obvious to say Charlotte Flair wins to face Asuka. Let something happen where they lose the titles. Bianca Belair, if you don't have her win the Rumble, give her Elimination Chamber. The only other person I see that really makes sense out of that is Alexa Bliss. I really can't, because God knows nobody wants a Tessa Blanchard coming in or somebody who hasn't done anything to win this surprisingly. Like if you would have gave it to Bianca Belair last year at Minute Maid, I would have never had an issue.
Right.
Because the pop she got when she came out was worth it.
But for some reason, I agree with you, but I also see like a surprise like Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, I can see this.
Yeah, you see where I'm going with it.
Like
she's if we take okay. So here's the elephant in the room. So like for people like wondering why I'm hesitating. So Tessa Blanchard, she has a lot of baggage, dirt cheap baggage. I'll put it like that. Because I don't know if it's true or not. I wasn't in the locker room. I just hear a lot of things and it's just not great. And locker room etiquette. So is she there for a long term or is she there for like a couple of episodes? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is she going to affect the rest of the locker room? What will that look like if she already has a reputation for not being the greatest in the locker room? But she has such a esteemed history for such a young individual, and she's an amazing wrestler, so talented that it would make sense because people in the universe already know. It's not one of those things where this person's been on the indie scene and they've been grinding on the indie scene, and only if you follow the indie scene you know this person. You've already seen her in the Mae Young Classic. She has a name attached to her, so even people in the WWE universe know her already.
One more thing. She's a former world champion, not a women's champion. That actually, to them, they would use that through the roof. She is an actual, like we hold women's titles up as we should, but you get to say she was the main champ in a company. No matter how short it lasted or whatever, Tessa Blanchard was the world champion of a company.
So she has that. So I
No, I understand. Believe me. Yeah,
I agree. Demo on Facebook says Tessa could get the Ronda Rousey treatment and go to the top fast. Yeah, it's and then we don't know about Ronda because I think this is her last.
They're
year
waiting on crowds. They're waiting on. They probably have reestablished. They've been waiting on a crowd to bring her back. She was supposed to come back, but they don't want to do. Look, they barely wanted to give Drew McIntyre the title at WrestleMania, but they was like, "Hey, bro, if we don't give it to you now, they wanted to give it to him with a crowd. They're like, hey, fam, like, ugh. They want to wait. They're trying to wait until a crowd to get Ronda. Now, what you may have to do, unfortunately, if you're the WWE, because she's still been training. Low-key, Ronda is ready to come back and is going to be better than the Ronda you saw before because now she has more full training.
2 years. Almost,
Yep.
I think 2 years.
Like 2 full years. Ronda's going to come back and then she can perform at Mania. Because again, they are going to have people in Tampa.
So Neil says we don't need Ronda back. That's kind of mean, Neil.
Well, there's a lot of people who feel like, you go keep Ronda. There's some people who didn't like Ronda's meteoric rise. But again, it's Ronda Rousey. Why wouldn't you? From a business sense, you put Ronda Rousey up there. But
Yeah,
again, go ahead, I'm sorry. But I'm like, you got two.
You go.
You go.
I said this before when Ronda first got signed. The whole thing is that WWE, they already have us. Meaning that if you have the network and you've been a fan since you were 5, WWE is not catering to you. WWE is came to mainstream media. I think we lost you again on YouTube. So WWE is catering. Yeah. So WWE is, sorry guys, on my Twitch and my Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, Jay's internet is just not cooperating tonight. So WWE is catering to mainstream media. So somebody like Ronda Rousey, who already has a name, she's gonna bring in the people that don't normally watch WWE on a Monday, on a Wednesday, and a Friday. Like that's watching WWE alone is a lot. It's a job. And then watching all the other wrestling promotions, it's a job. So if you're like, oh, Ronda Rousey's going to be on this pay-per-view, you actually might tune in and you might actually sign up to watch it, which is what WWE wants. So it makes sense. There's somebody has a comment here on Twitch. Hey, Jay, who do you think is going to be the surprise at the men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble? So Wheel 5 Stud, just in case. So if you guys are just joining us, Jay just gave us some breaking news. So Tessa Blanchard, most likely, we'll put 98% according to Jay. 98% will be in the women's Royal Rumble. So that's what he is saying. So breaking news will retweet. Maybe I have to get him to say at the end and then post it on social media so people can see. But 98% that she's gonna appear at the Royal Rumble. What about, or will she appear at the men's Royal Rumble? Right. I would actually rather see that. I don't know. I didn't pull the list because we're talking women's wrestling, but right. Yikes. Right. I don't know. You are right. It seems like with AEW, they're signing people, left and right. You're seeing a lot of people appear on Impact, NWA, and you're seeing them all kind of in their, we'll just say the AEW universe, right? And then WWE has a bunch of people that we sometimes never see that signed. And so it's taking, who should be signed? And I was actually talking about this the other day. I was watching, oh my gosh, the show on Hulu. I think it's called The Wrestler. And they went to Atlanta. I think it's called The Wrestler. There's wrestling, the word wrestling's in it. They went to Atlanta and they went to AR Fox's wrestling school. Yes. Yeah, but well, that's the thing. Say if he did piss off somebody, but AR Fox comes and he doesn't piss off anybody. Like it's insane to me that. And again, I don't know him. We've interviewed his wife a couple of times, but just from seeing, just an outsider seeing it, it's crazy to me that so many. He is essentially the CEO of the school. He trains them, and so many people have went off to do amazing things, and he's young enough to still do amazing things. Why there's no promotion that signed him? Like, even you take out WWE. I mean, like, am I missing something? I don't know. Right. Water break. Oh my goodness. That's what it was. So a little bit of break. Let me take a little break on my IG folks, my YouTube folks. Our guest Jay, and I'll throw up a picture of him. Maybe we'll talk to the picture. I'll throw up one of his half naked pictures. Our guest Jay, his internet's all like out of whack. So we're waiting for him to come back on. And for you guys who are wondering what the hell's going on, this is my first time doing the news in quite a long time. So it's a little bit of a train wreck, but you know, we move through it. So you guys wondering if I'm talking to somebody, I'm talking to Jay on IG Live. So what up to my folks on IG Live? Thanks for rocking with us. We're talking about a lot of different things. We talked about a lot of different topics. We have a question here from Joe. WWT, do you all have any desire for who is going to win the AEW Women's Tournament? So we did mention that, and I'll just go over it quickly. AEW, if they do the combination of everybody, NWA, AEW, and Impact, there's a lot of possibilities. And I don't know. Did we say who we'd want to win if we were just combined everybody?
Hello, Jesus. Hopefully, I can make it to the rest of the show.
Almost dead.
I know. Look, Lord, please, baby Jesus in an IKEA manger. Please be with me, Father. But no, it's like, who do you have win it? Do you have a Britt Baker win it and have her finally be champ? You know, do you have Nyla Rose finally make a resurgence as the Beast? You know, remember, Amazing Kong ain't doing anything anymore now that Glow is done.
Awesome Kong
made Kia. But yeah, there are different women that it's like, yeah, I know he's back. Praise God. TK, yeah. You want to take a couple bumps? Teach you how to go over this top rope?
No. I was born to talk. That's why doing the producing stuff is just like all the back end stuff. I'm like, I don't know what to do. But it's been an hour. I know y'all are getting tired of us. So Jay, where can everybody find you?
Hopefully with a good internet connection. Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Jay Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. I host the Mad Titan podcast where I get you caught up on all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action and cinematic universes. It is Barbershop Talk for Nerds. And every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. on the East Coast, Blurs in the Hood with myself and Winston A. Marshall. We're about an hour of a conversation that covers pop culture, sports, entertainment, news, and we are unapologetically Black.
Oh, excuse me. Let me, because I thought I knew who was coming up on next week's show, but I don't. And I don't know. Sarah's going to kill me because I always forget to put that part in. We have somebody coming up next week. We have somebody coming up next Tuesday at 11 a.m. And it looks like Freya the Slayer. She's going to be our guest for next Tuesday at 11 a.m. So definitely look at that. We have news every Thursday at 6 p.m. It's changed. It goes from 4. We're at 6 right now. And Also, check out our sponsors. We have Label My Keys. If you're a hiker, a real estate agent, or just somebody who wants extra peace of mind, Label My Keys is the perfect way to prevent lost keys or help you stay organized. Visit labelmykeys.com and enter the code WWTalk for 50% off your order. So definitely check that out. Then you can also go to Goalie Nutrition, the world's first apple cider vinegar gummy. You can use code TK Trinidad 5 to get your discount today as well. And then for my folks who don't know, I have a skincare company, all that good stuff. You can go to centerin.co and you can type in the code WWT and get a nice little discount as well. So we have 3 things. If you lasted through this hour of Jay in and out of the YouTube and me figuring out IG Live, we had gifts for you at the end. So there you go. Somebody asked one last question. Oh, on another question, what's the thoughts on Jade Carwell's story? And when will I get a match?
She's not ready. She's not ready. That's what I've heard. She's not ready for in the ring yet to put on a match yet. Like the promo stuff, I get what they're doing, but from what I've heard, she's not ready to actually work yet. TV work. Because there's a big difference between working a match and TV work.
There is. I remember Sarah was talking about it, and it seems like a lot more than most people don't even understand. But thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Washington. We appreciate you for taking the time out. For my folks who don't know who he is, you should. He's an actor. He's a comedian. He's a professional wrestler. You've seen on several commercials, movies, TV shows. You see him all over the place. He's always doing self-tapes. Let me remind you again, if you're not on IG, go to his IG. But he's always posting half-naked pictures, like that one and that one and that one. So if you want to see all that, you can go and check all that on Jay's IG. You can follow me on IG. I don't have half-naked pictures, just me, posting some business stuff. You can follow me on at TK.
Them Carnival picks, though. We gonna talk about them. I know we're not gonna do that. Them Carnival picks, though. Let's. First of all, I know this is your show, man, but I know Instagram Live finna leave. But listen, she gonna act like she ain't around here thicker than a snicker in these Carnival pictures with peacock feathers and everything with all God's chocolate goodness. She's not gonna just put me out here, okay?
Anywho, you can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. You can follow our show at WW Talk Pod. We have a new website out, www.talkpod.com. So go and check that out. But really, really appreciate it. Let me hop off this IG if I can ever figure out how to. Oh, there we go.
Just hit the end later. You're muted. I can't hear a word you said. I know I'm here. I guess I was hearing you. Now I don't hear nothing. Your mouth is moving, but your sound ain't come. Did I turn? Yeah, my volume is up. It ain't me. It's not me this time. It's you. I talked to the Lord and got my favor. So you close your show. I'm just gonna be here. Yeah, I can't hear you though. I can hear yourself. That ain't. Well, I mean, okay. This is what you say. I mean, I'm reading. I want to keep pushing out there, viewers. If she's not ready, thanks for presenting the question. Well, you try to get people involved. All right, look, I'm just gonna be here. Let the woman finish her show. Goodbye. Oh, goodbye.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Women's Wrestling News.